Hello and welcome. You've just entered a place where legends breathe and shadows remember. This is the channel where we dive deep into myths and forgotten horrors from around the world. And today, we're traveling to a place where even the gods are said to fall silent. Hidden within the misty jungles of Rajasthan, there stands a temple you won't find on tourist maps. A temple erased from guidebooks, absent from modern records, but etched deeply into local fear. The Haijun Temple. They say Haijun is not a goddess, she's a prisoner, and the temple built in her name, it was never meant for worship, but containment, a gate to the darkness, a mouth that never closes. This story is told only in whispers, passed down through generations, but beware, the more you know, the closer she comes. The distance between your breath and her presence shortens. Over 1,300 years ago, the Haijun Temple was built by a king named Rudra Kumar. They called him mad, but he believed he saw what others could not. A woman began visiting his dreams, wrapped in a dark sari, her body shifting with many arms and faces. She offered him power, eternal life, control over death. The price was a temple and a sacrifice. The temple was built on a cracked ravine. Beneath it, an underground chamber no priest was allowed to enter. Only the king knew what lay below, a statue carved from black obsidian with features too disturbing to describe. But one day Rudra Kumar vanished, no witnesses, no blood, only a message smeared across his chamber wall. I opened her. She watches. Soon after, the disappearances began. Servants, monks, pilgrims. People reported seeing strange lights above the temple at night, hearing chants from inside, though no rituals were held. At dawn, they would find remnants, necklaces, torn sari cloth, teeth, and barefoot child-sized footprints that led toward the temple's sanctum and disappeared into stone. One day, a scholar from Benares named Prabhakar Sen visited the temple to record its myths. Locals warned him not to enter. He did. He never returned. A week later, sheep in nearby villages began birthing stillborn lambs, with faces eerily human. Not long after, the temple changed. The original statue of the goddess was gone, replaced by something else, a figure with a gaping mouth, dozens of arms and empty eyes. On her chest were indentations, as if someone had clawed their way into the stone. In the 20th century, the temple was officially declared a dangerous site. Archaeologists who tried to explore its foundation vanished. One of them, Dr. Narayan Singh, managed to send a final voice recording, his voice trembling with fear. I see myself, but it's not me. She is breathing through me. His relatives said his face began to shift in the final days, softening, stretching, taking on oddly feminine features. He locked himself inside his home. 2 weeks later, he was found dead, skinless. On his wall, written in blood, Haijun doesn't want your flesh. She takes your soul. Today, the temple remains abandoned, fenced off, forgotten by history. But every few years, adventurers try to get in. Bloggers, ghost hunters, thrill seekers. Sometimes their cameras are found. On the footage, shadows, chains, whispers, and one feminine face, flashing for only a single frame, but appearing in every clip. Some believe Haijun is not a name, but an ancient tribal word meaning she who appears in mirrors. She is not worshipped, she is feared, and every time someone speaks her name aloud, she comes one step closer. Villagers still leave offerings at the temple gates. Milk, turmeric, flower petals, even strands of hair. Not as thanks, but as a trade, a deal, hoping that Haijun will take these instead of someone they love. There's an old man named Amaresh who grew up near the temple. He recalls walking past it as a child and hearing a woman softly whispering his name. Since then, he's never had children, not because he couldn't, but because he feared that if she ever came, she would take something he couldn't bear to lose. Some researchers say the Haijun Temple shares architectural similarities with sites in Cambodia and Peru. But there's one difference. Every single statue in Haijun faces a dark niche behind the main altar. According to legend, that niche holds a mirror. Not just any mirror, but the mirror of the inward face, Those who look into it no longer see their reflection. Only Haijun. Scientists are silent. Mystics refuse to speak. And the locals? They live with the understanding. She is always near, not just in the temple, but in your thoughts, in your dreams, in the silence when it feels like someone's watching, waiting for you to turn around. Now that you've heard this story, there's only one thing left to say. Do not speak her name aloud after midnight, because she's listening, and her hearing is very, very good. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this story chilling, mysterious, and fascinating, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next descent into darkness. We explore legends from every corner of the world, places where myth and nightmare collide. Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and never forget, some stories aren't just stories, they're waiting to be remembered.